Hello.
Huh?
Hello.
Yes, I'm here, guys. Talk to me. I need you guys to be asking questions and anything that you need clarification on.
So far, I can say regarding the numbers we were talking about yesterday. According to I just wanted to ask about the hiking of the rates of New Zealand. Is there gonna be any impact on the other pairs to be like under pressure because of New Zealand, or is just New Zealand a small fish in the ocean?
Nah, not really, eh? But what that shows us is that most central banks now, they are going to be looking at either cutting or increasing their rates. So the next central bank meetings are going to be crucial. The one that I'm really sure about, like 90% sure, is the Bank of England. On the next rate, they might look to also increase their rates. So I'm not sure about the effect that Central Bank of New Zealand has had on the market. I don't think it's that much. You can even see on the NZD USD as a pair, that fundamental didn't have much significance. Price just went with the flow of dollar index being gaining momentum, and during the Central Bank of New Zealand rate decision, you saw that it was very weak. So it's going to give that emphasis of other central banks to start acting up in regards to their rate decisions. But to say it's going to have that much of an impact in the market, not really. Because when you look at those central banks, you look at, say, Bank of England, you look at the Federal Reserve, you look at ECB, you look at BOJ, those central banks, yeah, their monetary policies can have a very huge impact in the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we just have to wait for tomorrow. FOMC.
Yeah, FOMC, that one is going to be quite interesting, because the number that we saw, I'm sure you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
The number that we saw yesterday and today also on, let me just go to the calendar quickly. The number that we saw on, where is it? The initial jobless claims. You can see that the number was positive. The number came less than expected. They were forecasting more people to have been claiming their unemployment benefits, but actually the number was lower, meaning less people submitted their unemployment claims in the last week, meaning probably more people are now in employment. So this gives us an emphasis of tomorrow, NFP. We could get a very good number for NFP. We already have two positive numbers for the dollar. First was the ADP, the non-farm employment change. It was also positive. Then today we got the initial jobless claims. It was also positive for the dollar. Now, when we look at the DXY, you can see that 93.73 level, the one I highlighted, that this H4 bullish order block is gonna pay whenever price returns, and it did, and price never looked back. It's just reaccumulating and pushing on, reaccumulating and pushing to the upside. So tomorrow during NFP, you need to be on the lookout for, let me go to my higher time frame. You need to be on the lookout for last week's high. Last week's high, I think it's coming in at 94.52. So you're looking at 94.50. If we do get a positive number on the non-farm payrolls, we could see 94.50 quite easily on dollar index, or even all the way to 94.78 is a bit of a stretch for now. That's probably for next week. But for tomorrow, 94.50 could be the target for tomorrow, because we already had reaccumulation again
on the fair value.
Yeah, we already had reaccumulation during what time did the we had the today? Where's today? So we had the initial jobless claims at 2:30, right? Jerome,
Yeah.
take note.
Yes.
2:30, we had a positive fundamental regarding dollar index. You see, price traded right into this 30-minute bullish order block, and then for the next 2 hours, price rallied 20 pips. That was after the release of a positive fundamental. Okay, I just got a notification, guys, so we might get load shedding in a moment. I don't know if you guys also have that up, so electricity might cut off. If you see me disappearing, it means electricity is gone. So we had a positive fundamental on the initial jobless claim, and price reaccumulated. You see, at 2:30. That was positive for the dollar. So when tomorrow, when NFP is released tomorrow, you should be looking out to where is price in relation to market structure. If we are trading, say, at the highs, like somewhere around this level here, around 90, now that's too much of a stretch. By the time NFP comes, probably that's where we'll be heading. So you could see a very huge consolidation tomorrow up until NFP release. You could see a bit of a consolidation or weakness into dollar, because you can see there isn't much that's going to move dollar prior to 2:30. So there isn't much. So you could see DXY consolidating, and then depending on what the number is, if it's positive, then expect an expansion to the upside. If it's a negative number, then expect dollar to take out, to trade towards 93.73. So tomorrow is crucial, because that number now is going to give us a guideline of whether Federal Reserve will start tapering. If it's a very good number, like what Powell said, yeah, we could see Federal Reserve starting their tapering as early as first week of November. So it's a crucial number in regards to tapering, the one that we are going to get tomorrow. But if it's a negative number, then for a dollar crash, dollar might even crash.
Okay.
Yeah.
But will it crash to break through the 93.70 level?
No, it will only break that level probably by next week. No, we can't have a price action that's going to move that much.
Yeah.
Only
Maybe.
move dollar from where it is to like 93 in one candle. You see, the fundamentals that we have at the moment, you can't have like 2-3 candles taking out 93.73.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
If it is a weak number, then you're looking to next week for the break in market structure of that 93.73 level. Then what for next week? There's power there. Okay, this is this week. I need to look at next week. Just want to take a glance to see what strong fundamentals. We've got the CPI for the PPI. If we do get a negative NFP, all these fundamentals that are coming after, they are almost highly likely to also be negative. We also have the core retail sales, but those ones, they usually come out positive because people are now spending. So yeah, I think that's pretty much about NFP. Right? Who's here again? Let's see. Yes,
sorry, if you go back to today's calendar, please.
You want me to go back where?
To today's calendar.
Sorry, I can't hear you, Jerome.
I need you to go to today's calendar.
Today's price action.
No, the calendar.
The calendar. Okay.
Yeah.
Today's calendar.
On that number that came out today. So why is it positive if it's lower than the forecast?
Right. Forecast was 348, right?
Yeah.
And then the number came out 326. So it means they were expecting, say, 348,000 to claim benefits.
Okay.
Right? But actually only 326,000 claimed for benefits. Okay. Meaning the difference, it means those people, they had no reason to claim their benefits because they're probably still in their what?
In their jobs.
You see, that's why it's a positive number.
Oh, okay.
If we had got, say, 350
or more, okay, yeah,
or more, yeah, anything higher than 348, then that would have been bearish for the dollar.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Eddie, if you can hear me, I don't know, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have questions. I'm following on.
How are you, my guy? A long time, huh?
Yeah, long time. Yeah, I've been busy. Right?
But you're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm doing well.
That's good. All right. Who else is here? Emma, if you can hear me, I'll need you to ask some questions. If you have any questions that you need to ask, Emma, I can see is here, but he's on mute. Nah, I don't think he can hear me.
Sorry?
Yes. I was saying, if you have any question that you've got that you need clarification on, so that we can share with the group and we can get that question answered.
No, I was just looking at the fundamentals and what do you think it's going to be tomorrow, more likely?
To really say, I think it can be negative or positive. That would be me trying to lie, because me, I only deal with the facts. Once the number comes out, then I can react to what the number is. But with the release of the ADP and the jobless claims being positive, highly likely we are going to get a positive number for NFP, which could be a catalyst for the break of 94.50. So we are likely to get a positive number, but as the event builds up tomorrow, I'll just keep you guys posted so that we we can see how we can how price is gonna react to that NFP number. But to say that it's gonna be straight negative or positive, no, I don't speculate like that on fundamentals. I deal with the proper number when it comes out.
Okay, and today also with the fundamentals, with the, what was it? But it didn't move the dollar much. That was the fundamental was positive, but it didn't move the dollar much.
Yeah, that's, you see, the thing with I'm sure you're talking about the jobless claims, the initial jobless claims. These fundamentals, they come out every Thursday. That number comes out. You see? So unless if it's a drastic difference in the forecast, right? Say for instance, the forecast was 348, right? Unless if we had got, say, 500K.
Okay.
Or if we had got, say, maybe 100K or 50K, which would have been huge positive, then you're going to see a very big move on dollar. But since it's a weekly release, it's not going to make that much of a difference, but it's going to give you a directional bias to say, okay, the economy is actually doing good because less people are claiming their benefits. When more people claim benefits, means no one is going to work and the economy is not going to what? It's not going to grow. Yeah.
Okay.
So only if it was a huge number, say a huge difference from the forecast, maybe say 150K, then you could have seen a huge expansion to the upside in dollar. But this one was only, so it's 326 and 348. So that's basically 36, 46.
Almost the same.
Yeah. 20K difference. But you can see dollar did react to the upside. 2:30, which is right. Where is 2:30? Here.
Okay.
Right here. Dollar reacted, it moved to the upside like about 20 pips. But now if you look at, say, Euro USD, you also come to 2:30. Now remember, 20 pips a what? 20 pips a day. Euro USD moved to the downside, 20 pips. You would have got almost 80 pips just because of that what? That one fundamental.
Okay.
Yeah. You'd have got 20 pips. But you can see now, Aussie dollar, Aussie is very strong. Aussie is very strong. So yeah, only a huge number will make a difference on the jobless claims because it's a weekly number. So it's not going to make much of a difference, but only to give you a directional bias on how the economy is going.
All right. I got it. Thank you very much.
Afanso, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any. Yeah, I'm okay with the explanation that you just illustrate now.
Okay. Who else? All right. Then let's quickly look at pound USD. Now, I gave you guys this chart yesterday, the one with this H4 consolidation around 35.65, where we had those 1, 2, 3 H4 candles. That was yesterday, right? Yeah, I think that was yesterday. Yeah. When I said take note of that, what? A range. So what I was implying there was draw your attention to that consolidation. And any breakout, any expansion that takes out either the sell stops or the buy stops, any expansion that originates somewhere around the equilibrium point of the consolidation is going to give you the directional bias. It's going to show you where the market wants to go. Remember, elements to a trade setup. So this was the consolidation. When you go to lower time frames, you can clearly see here. Let me grab my pen. You can clearly see this was the expansion. Yes, it's not like at the equilibrium point, but that was the expansion that took out the buy stops above this level here of the consolidation. The buy stops were taken out. That was the emphasis. That was the signal for you to take note of the order block that was left behind this guy. You see? That guy. That's the order block which the expansion left behind. Now, any price returns to that order block, you are what? Trading in the direction of the expansion. In this case, it was a bullish expansion. And you can see how price reacted when it traded to this. See? Right here. Price took out the low of the OB that was offset accumulation, and then market never looked back. So only from this consolidation on the H4 from yesterday, you'd have got this trade perfectly set for the day. The only tricky thing was taking note of the expansion that happened from the consolidation. You can see this big green candle here took out all the buy stops above here. See? All the buy stops were taken out. Once that happens, then you are only supposed to take note of this bullish order block. That would have been your entry to the upside. You can see, look at the price action, guys. You see this candle, the bearish candle that dropped down. The bearish candle that dropped down into the bullish order block. Look at its closing price. That was a clear signal. The closing price is almost equivalent to the opening price of this bullish order block. That return to the order block was the emphasis now for you to look for long positions, because we've already seen what the market, the smart money has already shown us that it wants to go to the upside. Then this happens for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Market was just moving to the upside. So you must always take note. That's for a return of almost 50 or so pips for the day. So you must always take note whenever I send a chart to say, take note of this. Try to digest the chart and see what I'll be trying to put out. That way you're going to learn more to highlight these things on your own. Right. So is there any other questions, guys, before we wrap it up? Any other questions?
Yes, I always see this. If you go to your order book, there's just before that expansion to the upside.
You want me to go away?
In this, no, the other order book, go back to that. You have to 6 October.
6 October. Here.
Yeah, the other one before that indecisive one, the one next to it. That candle then.
This candle?
Yeah.
This is a reversal candle, eh?
Reversal, okay.
Yeah, this is a reversal candle. You can see market was in a down trend, right? Now remember, we are already on H1 here. If I go to H4, right? This is H4. Now remember, you would have started right here. This is the order block that has got all this effect that's happening here. This order block here. I'm just going to give it a different color shade. Then I'm going to get rid of this. Right, this order block here, that price left, I think this was 4th of October, if I'm not mistaken. That order block was the emphasis of you going long. That's so sure to say, whenever price comes back down here, you're going to be looking for long opportunities. If it's going to pay. Now, let's go back to our H1. Look where the reversal pattern is happening, right inside that H4 order block. Look at the wicks to the downside on these candles. Look at the wicks. That's a price action of market rejecting lower prices. And where is that happening? At an H4 bullish order block. You see? So this candle here, yes, they're always there, but make sure you understand where they happen in the market. We already have one today. See there? The third candle from the current H1. You see? This candle here, it could be a reversal pattern to the downside. We've got 1, 2, 3 big wicks. If I go to H4, you see, it's happening right here at this level here. I'm just going to extend it where price is likely to find resistance. So you must always know where that price action is happening, because usually it's a reversal pattern. Market will be looking to go the other way around. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions? Okay, so if there's no other questions, guys, then I'm gonna see you on Saturday. I don't want to take much of your time. I know people are busy and everything. I don't want to take much of your time. Some, they want to go watch France and Belgium now. So let me not take much of your time.
No, Suka. It's only that I was on the other board. That's why but I was following what you were saying.
So yeah, I'll see you guys then on Saturday, and I've recorded the session for those who would like to repeat it. But yeah, I think everything we spoke about here is straightforward. So let's just keep in mind of tomorrow, then try to be online during NFP if you can, so that we can take the number together and probably take our demo trades there and see how the market reacts.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right, guys. Keep well.
Okay.
You too, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, keep well.
Bye. Yes.